Call to order the Berlin Township Trustee Special Meeting for January 21st, 2026. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please call roll.
Trustee Rail?
Yes.
Trustee Bullard?
Yes.
Trustee Sutton?
Yes.
Thank you. And confirming that the meeting was advertised?
Yes.
Thank you. The matters at hand with the special agenda must relate directly to the agenda as provided. The first matter is to discuss and or take action related to the security situation at Township Hall on January 15, 2026. It's my understanding that a member of the public came in and disrupted the employees' working situation, and there were employee safety concerns as a result of it. Is there anything further that would like to be discussed regarding the situation at this time?
No.
Thank you. That takes us to our next action item, which is to discuss and or take action on approval for the Township Hall security assessment and recommendation to improve security. Is there anything that we need to discuss in depth or just provide a brief summary update?
I can provide a brief summary. So this has prompted a larger conversation about the building, which since its existence has remained the same. We would like to make some necessary upgrades to it to reflect current times and how a lot of government facilities are operating, and install a vestibule in the zoning office to receive all of our public visitors.
Okay, thank you. I think that makes a lot of sense. Why don't we send this item to the regular agenda of February 9th and ensure that we have time to talk through the trajectory at that time. Anything else regarding the security assessment and recommendations to improve security?
I would ask Administrator Kayla, how's staff doing after the incident last week? I know there was a return yesterday.
Staff's more comfortable now that we have access control points and we're receiving everybody through one entrance, and they aren't able to get into the other entrances, and so they're comfortable with the steps we've taken so far, but the vestibule would help.
Do you need anything, money from us?
So I do want to clarify, if we're putting it on the agenda for February 9th, does that mean that we do not have authorization to proceed with construction and getting further estimates until
Do you have something that you would like to bring forward as far as an estimate?
We received two estimates. One was for a little bit over $13,000. One was for $11,000, including the glass that would be necessary. We're working on securing a third, but otherwise that puts us another couple weeks before we're able to start with the contractor.
Well, we have the temporary solution of the buzz-in feature, right?
We do.
So I would say let's make that decision for the security assessment on the 9th, and then in the meantime, the facility is completely secured and you can continue with the buzz-in feature.
So the assessment will be a little bit different from the vestibule, and the assessment are two separate things. So the assessment would be done through the sheriff's office, and they would be able to come in, look at our current setup, give recommendations, and then the construction would be a different topic.
The security assessment by the sheriff's office would ideally inform the build out of security, right, even more comprehensively than the vestibule. Is that correct?
It can, but as long as the board's comfortable that we don't have anywhere to, once we receive visitors, if we let them in the building, there really is nowhere to hold them except for in staff working space to serve them. So that just as long as the board understands that delays that being put into place.
Well, the nature of the vestibule to me is in question because, like, for example, Genoa has a place where the doors are open, and then it has has bulletproof glass. It has a lot of different aspects that I think may be beneficial to have sheriff's security assessment inform if we were to, go up to that level of security, right?
If the board wishes to go to that level and make that sort of investment, then we can certainly ask them about that.
Yeah, so what I don't want to do is I don't want to build a temporary makeshift solution if we're going to end up approving eventually the doors being open, and then the vestibule with bulletproof glass, which is what some other facilities have used. And I don't know if that's necessary and if that's what the board wants, but if we spend $13,000 on the vestibule right now, and then we end up coming around, I would want it to be able to be reinforced with what we already spent, or do whatever we need to do right out of the gate to get it right the first time.
So I think we should discuss what has actually been quoted so far. So that we
Okay,
understand
yeah, what's the
exactly
nature of
what's
the vestibule so far?
And I think that what this, step will do is it'll make the environment safe for employees and for the residents. And I would more than willing to, make a motion to, appropriate money to be managed by
Well,
the administrator for this.
I'm not comfortable with that because of the control of the township hall being under the jurisdiction of the board. And I want to have a conversation about what we have going on. We have Genoa Township with approximately 26,000 residents whose doors are open to the public. They service in a very secured area with bulletproof glass. We have Orange Township that has a buzz-in entry at the front door, but also has a secondary door that is accessible with a vestibule access. It does not have bulletproof glass, and there are service hours that are available for public to walk in during that time. We have Liberty Township, and Orange has 40,000 residents. Liberty Township with 35,000 residents that have open main doors with the service area provided, vestibule, no glass for staff service area. We have Berkshire Township with open doors during regular business hours, but a buzz-in feature when the staff is not available and the township administrator has to service the area. We have Delaware, Brown, Concord, and Troy that keep their doors locked at all times, but they also do not have full-time staff to manage the doors, and so they're by appointment only. And so I think there's more to be considered as far as what the board ends up deciding for the control of access for the public to the township hall, beyond just creating whatever $10,000 vestibule that does not provide bulletproof glass or go up to the ceiling or whatever it is that we want. But that's in the purview of the board's decision to make.
So again, I'd ask that we should have a discussion about what has been quoted so far, so that we understand what the proposal is.
Yeah.
I'd like the administrator to be able to discuss that.
So what is the nature of the
Can I
vestibule?
ask Director Peden to weigh in, as he's been working directly with contractors?
So we have the island that is there now in the current entryway of the zoning office. We're going to remove that, and basically that footprint will be what the vestibule is. It'll be 5 foot by 8 foot. It'll have a 36-inch handicap accessible door on the west end. It'll be a steel commercial grade door with no glass, so you can't see what's behind the door. The only glass opening will be on the 5 foot side facing the east into the zoning office. So basically all you'll be able to see is if we rearrange the office the way we have temporarily looked at, Cindy will be able to see whoever, that way they can see when someone comes in, unless we put a doorbell on to know that the door's open. It will have a transaction window. I'm not seeing right now the need for any bulletproof glass because we're just using 5/8 drywall, so bulletproof glass is good for that, but any gun will go through 5/8 drywall, but it will be a full height metal stud wall, but anchored to the ground and the ceiling, so it'll be a full, like what we have here, a full transition wall with kind of like that as an opening, but not that big, as a transaction window that documents can be handed, and transactions can be made, but also the door can be opened from the inside to allow, if we need to allow them in for a meeting, to bring them in here, or there's more stuff that needs to be handled further, that it's not totally confined just to that vestibule area.
I'd be happy to reach out to the sheriff's office on the bulletproof glass question, specifically the contact that I was given.
But right now you wouldn't be recommending it.
I don't see the point because drywall isn't bulletproof, and we're only required to have 5/8 drywall on each side, so I mean,
But we can ask.
we can ask, I mean,
Go
but
forward.
I don't see.
I think that bulletproof glass would make a pretty significant difference in the price point, don't you?
Yes, it's going to be a lot more. This is just single pane, like what you'd have at a doctor's office, bank teller. I mean, it's sturdy, but it's not.
Keeping in mind too, one of our concerns is that we also have a lot of windows. So we have windows in zoning, we have windows in our offices.
Yeah.
And so you might have a controlled point there, but you have other safety issues.
As part of the safety assessment, that's why I think it would be important to look at potentially window openings and doing a reflective. I think Orange did that. I think a couple other townships have done that too. Okay, so you've heard what has been quoted. The vestibule with a glass casing, so it's completely enclosed is what I'm hearing. 36-inch door opening for entry beyond
So
the
once
vestibule if it's necessary. Does the doorbell ring install, is that handicap accessible by wheelchair?
yeah, it's only off the ground 42 inches, so.
Do we want to take action on the construction of the vestibule?
I do.
Okay. Which company do you want to use then?
So I'd like to get one more estimate. We have one more person that has been recommended to us. It's because we've started with the highest is the first one we've got, and the second one's been a little lower, so I want to see what the third option is. I'd like to approve for the highest, like to not to exceed. That way if something happens, and it's also, I guess, timing if we want to get the first one that's available here. So that way we have that option. So, I mean, if we do a not to exceed, I'd feel, and then we'll do our due diligence.
Well, if you have an $11,000 one and a $13,000 one, right?
Mhm.
And you're saying they're equal and you would pick the $11,000 one over the $13,000?
As long as they can get here at the same amount, the same response time to get it installed, yes.
Well, then why wouldn't we approve up to the lowest point, and then if the other person comes in lower, we would go with that?
I mean, if that's what you want to do, but as of right now, we only have guaranteed 2 estimates to go by. So that's why I have the other person scheduled to come Monday, but I have had 2 that have backed out before they even got here.
We also have building permit costs just to.
Yeah, that's not putting permit costs.
Let me ask another question. I know the sheriff has offered to provide a safety evaluation for us, and how quickly can they do that?
I don't know time frame, but I think they were very responsive yesterday when I reached out, so I can reach out if the board wishes to move forward with that as early as today and let them know we'd like to move forward.
Move to approve Administrator Hale reaching out to the Sheriff's Office for an assessment.
Second.
Moved by the Chair, seconded by Trustee Bullard. Discussion. Please call roll.
Trustee Bullard?
Yes.
Trustee Sutton?
Yes.
Trustee?
Okay, yes, thank you. And so for the difference, you want to say $12,000 for the vestibule, and you can get a third, and then you have the freedom to do what you want with it.
If that's appeases the board.
And with that, I'd like to appropriate, make a motion to appropriate not to exceed $20,000 to be managed by Administrator Hale for building or constructing a secure vestibule area for the zoning office. So moved. Second.
You can't
So
second.
moved.
Is there a second?
I'm not seconding that.
Second?
Moved by Trustee Bullard, seconded by Trustee Sutton. Discussion. I think that is an excessive amount of money, and I don't agree with that. Further discussion? Please call roll.
Trustee Sutton?
Yes.
Trustee Rail?
No.
Trustee Bullard?
Yes.
Anything else with the security assessment? Okay, moving on to the next item. Discuss and take action on resolution establishing control of public entry procedures for the Township Hall for staff security and continuity of operations through March 9, 2026. Before you was the resolution. The red line changes were provided. Is there any further discussion on this resolution before a motion is considered? What resolution are we on?
53.
Move to approve Resolution 2653, a resolution establishing temporary control of public entry procedures for the Township Hall for staff security and continuity of operations, as outlined in the resolution.
I'll second that.
Moved by the chair, seconded by trustee Bullard. Discussion? Please call roll.
Trustee Rail?
Yes.
Trustee Bullard?
Yes,
Trustee Sutton?
Yes.
Next item, potential executive session pursuant, do we need an executive session pursuant to ORC 121.22G6? Does anybody? Okay. Next item, discuss, consider, and take action on Evans Farm TIF hearing date. We had initially set the date for February 23rd, and it appears that we're not going to be able to make that deadline. I would like to propose that we make it on March 9th at 6:30 p.m. if that's amenable to the board. Does that time work for everyone?
March 9th should be fine.
Works for me.
So it's changing from February,
23rd, I think it was at 5 p.m. Okay. Move to set date, time, place certain for the Evans Farms hearing from February 23rd to March 9th at 6:30, did I say 6 p.m.? 6:30 p.m. at 3271 Cheshire Road.
Second.
Moved by the chair, seconded by trustee Bullard. Discussion? Please call roll.
Trustee Bullard?
Yes.
Trustee Sutton?
Yes.
Trustee Rail?
Yes. And with that, there are no further items. Move to adjourn.
Second.
Moved by the chair, seconded by trustee Sutton. Please call roll.
Trustee Sutton?
Yes.
Trustee Rail?
Yes.
Trustee Bullard?
Yes.